We are starting with the audio test. This is the real, genuine, and unbiased camera comparison video of Galaxy A56 versus Honor 400. We got triple camera setup on Galaxy A56. We have 50 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and 5 megapixel macro. While we have a whopping 200 megapixel main sensor on Honor 400 with 12 megapixel ultra wide. I think that's it for our quick audio test. Let the battle begin. On the widest portrait mode, you would notice that on this shot, Honor 400 gets the background blur right, A56 misses on the widest portrait mode. You will have a slightly wider 1x on Galaxy A56, but I like that Honor 400 is slightly warmer in terms of skin tone, more inviting compared to the Galaxy competition. On 2x, you will see that you got a warmer and more detailed face on Honor 400 compared to the pale and soft-looking Galaxy A56. The new Honor 400 has better contrast and definitely sharper than Galaxy A56. If you're watching this on a bigger screen, you will see that Honor 400 has more details on my face. And in terms of edge detection, Honor 400 is also superior. On portrait zoom, only Honor 400 offers multiple focal lengths. On its 3x, which is around 85mm shot, there's so much details on the face compared to the competition, and you would also see that the face distortion is gone. Samsung Galaxy only offers 24mm and 50mm shot. A56 is a bit limited. While we got 4 focal lengths on Honor 400, 24mm to 85mm shot, it is better and offers more on portrait mode. On selfie portrait mode, I like Galaxy A56, but I like Honor 400 better. If you look on the face, you will see better skin tone and sharpness on Honor 400. Also, you have a wider field of view so you can fit more in the frame, and I like the contrast on Honor 400. It captures my jacket pretty accurately. Alright, now we're testing the video and vlogging test using the selfie camera in 4K 30 FPS. So we got 12 megapixel sensor on Galaxy A56 versus 50 megapixel sensor on Honor 400. In terms of details, dang, this is really close. Look at the face. I like the warmer look on Galaxy A56, but I like the natural looking tone on Honor 400. Look at the contrast on my shirt. This is the dead giveaway. You got a noisier Galaxy A56. Look at my shirt compared to Honor 400. Look at that. In terms of quality, you got better video quality on the selfie recording on Honor 400. You also have 0.8x. So you can fit more in the frame on the new Honor phone. Now let's check the rear cameras. Now we're checking the rear camera, starting with the ultra-wide 4K 30 FPS on both phones, 12 megapixel sensor. In terms of field of view, you got a wider Galaxy A56 0.5x compared to 0.7x on Honor 400. So that's a win for the Samsung phone. But in terms of details, look at my hand. Look at Galaxy A56. There's like artifacts on my hand compared to the cleaner look of Honor 400, so that's the biggest difference on the ultra-wide. Now checking the main sensor, this is the 200 megapixel, a whopping 200 megapixel sensor on Honor 400, 1/1.4 inch sensor, and we have 50 megapixel sensor on Galaxy A56, 1/1.56 inch. This is the same as A54 and A55. Look at the color of the wall. It's a bit greenish on Galaxy A56, and it's cleaner on Honor 400. Looking at the details on my face, this is what it looks like. I show you really quick the background blur. So you got a bigger sensor on Honor 400 compared to A56. Look at the color of my skin, warmer on A56 versus natural looking, and a pinkish glow on Honor 400. Autofocus, almost the same. Now let's check the zoom. And lastly, we're zooming in on both phones. So this is 2x digital crop on the 200 megapixel sensor on Honor 400 versus the 50 megapixel sensor on Galaxy A56. Look at the video quality. Clearly, Honor 400 wins this category because of the 200 megapixel sensor. I feel like the sensors on Honor 400 is more detailed and sharper than the Galaxy A56 on vlogging and video quality. I think that's it for our daylight indoor shot. Later we will do the outdoors and the low light video recording, so stay tuned. Now let's check the image quality. On the ultra wide, we got a warmer white balance on Honor 400 looking at the clouds. Also, the contrast is stronger on the Honor phone looking at the rocks, while we have a wider field of view on Galaxy A56, but we have a fisheye effect looking at the round plate. On this outdoor shot, we got better exposure on Honor 400 looking at the tree. On the main sensor, I like the more vivid look on Galaxy A56, but I also love the color rendition on Honor 400. It looks really good. It captures more colors compared to Galaxy, which blends the colors of the subject. The bokeh and background blur is also blurrier on the Honor phone. In terms of sharpness and focus, we got better details and sharpness on Honor 400. Now, in terms of macro, we only have 5 megapixel on Galaxy A56, while we're using the 12 megapixel ultra-wide on Honor 400, which is really detailed and the colors are really good. We also have 3 focal lengths on Honor, which is really nice, and it can go really close compared to the 3 to 5 centimeter away of Galaxy A56. On the farthest zoom, 10x, you got more details on Honor 400 compared to the Galaxy competition. And Honor 400, like the S series of Samsung, can go as far as 30x. We are starting with the outdoor video test. Selfie video recording 4K 30 FPS. In terms of colors, you have a more vivid colors on Galaxy A56 looking at the grass. You have a brighter, better exposed Honor 400. Let's check the autofocus. This is the flaring and the sky. Let's check the video stabilization. Alright, let's check the rear cameras. Now, this is the rear camera test. Starting with the ultra wide lens, 4K 30 FPS, 0.7x on Honor 400 and 0.5x wider on Galaxy A56. You got a natural looking Honor 400 looking at the sky and the grass, and more vivid on Galaxy A56. Also, the contrast is stronger on the Samsung mid-range. Which color do you prefer? In terms of white balance, you would see that you got a natural looking neutral tone on Honor 400 versus the warmer Galaxy A56. There's also over sharpening on Galaxy A56. Let's check the autofocus. How about vlogging? This is vlogging using the ultra wide outdoors. Which phone do you prefer? Let's check the video stabilization. Alright, checking the main sensor. So, the elephant in the room, 200 megapixel sensor versus 50 megapixel sensor. Can you feel the difference? Now, looking at this tree, it's color accurate on Honor 400 compared to Galaxy A56. In terms of quality, which do you prefer? You got sharpened look on Galaxy A56, and you got a softer looking video on Honor 400. Look at the background blur here. Very good on both phones. Alright, let's check the video stabilization. And the autofocus. Which autofocus is faster? And in terms of vlogging, this is what you would look like outdoors on Honor 400 and Samsung Galaxy A56. Switching to 2x crop. We're just cropping in on the main sensor. So this is what it looks like. You got stronger contrast on A56 and natural looking on Honor 200. Going for the farthest zoom, 10x on Honor 400 and also 10x on Galaxy A56. Almost the same look. You got grainy video on the zoom. Switching back to the ultra wide. Which phone do you think is better? On our ultra-wide night shot, you got better exposure on Honor 400 looking at the sky. You also have accurate colors looking at the plants. On this images looking at the grass, you would see more details on Honor 400. On pitch black condition, Honor will try to brighten up the image but noisier compared to the more contrasty feel of Galaxy A56. On the main sensor, you will see that Honor 400 crushes the blacks looking at the condos and the plants, while you have a brighter image on Galaxy A56. Then on pitch black condition, we get a noisier but more detailed Honor 400 compared to the brighter and smoother Galaxy A56. Now on 2x crop, it's the same tendency as 1x because we're using the same sensors. We got a warmer white balance on A56 compared to the cooler tone of Honor 400.
If it's along the way, come catch up with you or something. Otherwise, if you're ever thinking of coming to Tokyo or Thailand, yeah, hit me up. Cool, love you, bro. Take care, bye.
Alright, this is the video quality test on low light condition. 4K 30 FPS on both phones. Honor 400 versus Galaxy A56. You got a brighter but noisier Galaxy A56 on the selfie video recording, while we have a more contrasty and smoother look on Honor 400. Which phone do you think is better in terms of the low light selfie? Now let's check the rear cameras. Now we're checking the rear camera, starting with the ultra wide 4K 30 FPS. So we have 12 megapixel sensors on both phones, 0.5x on Galaxy A56 and 0.7x on Honor 400. In terms of low light video recording, Honor 400 will try to expose the scene better compared to a darker but less noisier Galaxy A56. I think that's it for the ultra wide. Now let's check the main sensor. Now we're testing the main sensors of both phones. This is the best sensors on all the sensors for both phones. In terms of low light video recording, it is in 4K 30 FPS. 200 megapixel sensor 1/1.4 on Honor 400 versus 50 megapixel 1/1.56 sensor on Galaxy A56. In terms of video quality, you will see it's brighter and better exposed on Honor 400, but you got a natural looking tone on Galaxy A56. This is a matter of personal choice. In terms of low light noise, we have a little bit of noise on Honor 400 compared to the smoother Galaxy A56. But which phone do you think is better on the main sensor test? Now let's check the zoom. And lastly, the battle of 2x crop. So we're cropping in on the 50 megapixel main sensor of Galaxy A56 and 200 megapixel sensor of Honor 200. 2x crop on both phones. If I move around, you will see ghosting on Galaxy A56 and noisier but better exposed Honor 400. I think Honor 400 is better on the 2x crop. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. Now let's check the video resolution. Now we're checking the video resolution on both phones. This is Samsung Galaxy A56 and 4K 30 FPS. And this is Honor 400 and 4K 30 FPS. We can shoot 0.8x and 1x on 4K for Honor 400. Which phone is better, Galaxy A56 or Honor 400? Personally, I like Honor 400 more than Galaxy A56. It's a personal choice. But let me know in the comment section below which phone do you prefer. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.